We're talking about Green Bay. Their competition in the NFC North is Detroit, my hometown team. And I'm excited for the Lions. It's going to be a difficult year because last year they kind of snuck up on people. Well, this year we know they're good. Everybody expects a tough game against them. They're on national TV more. Let's look at their early schedule and see what you think of that.
Wow, this is like we talked about. I love the Detroit Rams rematch. The Buccaneers are going to be tough. You got Baker Mayfield secured, so he's comfortable within his contract. The Cardinals and Seahawks, I can see them running through those teams, but West Coast trips are always the toughest. I think it's going to be definitely a challenge with the Cowboys in week 6 and then coming back, having to go on the road in back-to-back weeks against the Vikings.
Yeah, I agree. I think they have a chance to build some momentum early. They've got those 2 playoff rematches, but they're at home. So you have the Rams and the Bucks. If you can come out and take care of business at home, and boy, if you can do that, then you think, hey, we can get the Cardinals, we can get the Seahawks, we got our bye, and then we've got those 2 tough road games at Dallas, at Minnesota. But we can build some early momentum. And that's what they're going to need because I promise you this year they're not sneaking up on anybody this year.
No, and that's what you kind of worry and you concern yourself with. To a certain degree, will a level of complacency kick in? Will they still have that same hunger, that same desire now that, they're being chased as opposed to chasing everyone else? So it's a different mentality, and we'll see the level of maturity, but it comes down to the head man standing in front, Coach Campbell, and him echoing the message saying, hey, guys, we got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing. We haven't accomplished anything yet.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you one question about Coach Campbell because I'm thinking like a Detroit fan now. I loved all the gambling and the let's go for it and let's do it. And that's great when you're the underdogs. But do you have to change? Do you think he needs to change his strategy some now that you've got a really good team? And a lot of these games, you're going to be favored.
I don't think you change your strategy because you're favored or you're not favored, because now you're dealing with something you can't control. You're dealing with the elements and what people think. I think the biggest thing for them is him pushing them. So no level of complacency. When you're a young team and you haven't had success for a while, you start having success, people start telling you how great you are. So now you can take a deep breath and relax. No, that's when you have to, ramp it up even more and, have that level of focus and make sure that you're still trying to push and get to that next level. I think Dan Campbell's the right guy for the job. I don't think there's going to be any level of complacency. I think Aaron Glenn, he's going to improve as a defensive coordinator. I thought he did a really good job last year. And you add some new pieces on the defensive side of the ball, especially in the secondary. I think this defense is ready to take that next step.
Well, let's go to the team that knocked the Lions out of the playoffs, the San Francisco 49ers. They had the disappointment of losing an overtime Super Bowl game. How are they going to come out of the box? And I look at their schedule, I think they've got a pretty favorable schedule to come out and do well early on. Jets at home on Monday night. That's going to be a big game. But from there, what are you thinking?
I think I believe the one game in the first 5 weeks that will give them some issues would probably be them at the Rams. I think the Rams are going to be right there. I think it's the Rams and it's San Francisco in that division at the top. I think the Patriots are going to still, they're still going to struggle a little bit with a young quarterback. The Cardinals will be better. They're not going to be great. So I think San Francisco starts off 4-1 the first 5 weeks of the season.
I agree with you, Rod. I think they have a chance to build some momentum early. And what I would like, if I'm a San Francisco coach, we've got this early schedule. Then we play Seattle on a Thursday night. That gives us a little time to prepare for the Chiefs and the Cowboys, those 2 tough games that we're going to really need to win. But having that extra couple of days after the Seahawks game, I think that's really going to help them going into that Chiefs week.
Yeah, you talk about the first, say, 4 or 5 weeks of the season. San Francisco, they're facing a really good Jets defense. They're going to face a Brian Flores defense with the Vikings, a much improved Rams defense. We just talked about the Patriots. I know Gerard Mayo will have them in the top 10. And The Cardinals, they've added some pieces, but the first month of the season for the San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy and that offense and everything that they have going on with that offense will be challenged because they're facing some really good, tough defenses that first month of the season.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.